about it right now, everything's okay. No matter where you find yourself, no matter what kind of stuff is going on in your life, underneath it all, everything's actually alright. You're okay. You have more power than you might be giving yourself credit for. And if you have something that's going on in your life right now that's challenging, painful, it's just a reminder to take a little bit better care of yourself. You're worth it. You can have this feeling anytime you choose.
Hi everyone, my name is Parth and welcome to the Karma Yogi Podcast, where we discuss how to attract extraordinary success and become a better version of ourselves every day. We are going through a series called Tools to Thrive, where I'm discussing ideas and insights rooted in personal development, philosophy, and ancient wisdom to help you navigate and cope with the unique stresses of today as we deal with the threat of COVID-19. In every episode, I pick a unique theme and read a few meditations from my book, Thriving in the New Normal, that I wrote last year to inspire deeper reflection and application in these challenging times. For the 5th episode in this series, I'll read a few meditations on the subject of pragmatism. So, let's get into it. Choose what is over what if. Sometimes fear just seeps in our life, and soon we start punishing ourselves with it. Gradually, it becomes a part of our everyday life and starts living with us uninvited. The problem is that as soon as a particular fear enters our mind clings to it. The traumas from our past start resurfacing, and fearful thoughts begin multiplying in our head. We start thinking that something bad is going to happen, and the ensuing negative thoughts become hard to resist. Soon we find ourselves gripped with fear and horror in our present moments. We constantly worry that our fear would materialize at any moment and our peace, happiness, joy, and success would be robbed from us. The truth is that fear is an illusion, and the more we think it is real and start fearing it, the sooner it manifests in our real life. As Craig D. Lounsbrough explains, quote, "Our fear frequently takes the reality of a situation and mythologizes it, and in the end, the myth becomes the monster while the fact remains the short guy behind the curtain." End quote. It may be true that you would have gone through some horrific experiences and adversities, but it doesn't mean that you need to stop yourself from embracing the beauty of your present moments in exchange for something that hasn't happened yet. Even if our fear becomes real in the future, by worrying about it right now, we would be suffering from it twice. We lose our peace in the present moment as well as go through the pain of a terrible experience in the future. That's a double whammy. Instead, it's far better to identify and acknowledge your fear and then let it go. Release it out of your system. Let the negative energy not have a grip over you. In that way, you won't punish yourself with fear. Who knows what our future has in store for us? It's fickle and unpredictable. But we can trust life's seasons, even if a few of them may be unfair to us, and find some refuge in them, believing that every single moment in each of them is an opportunity for us to live with peace, happiness, and joy. It's always wise to choose the beauty of what is over the fear of what if. Focus on less, not lack. There's a significant difference between focusing on less and focusing on lack. One is geared towards essentialism and intentionality, while the other is nothing but depriving ourselves of living a whole and meaningful life. We live in a society where we are constantly bombarded with a high volume of messages, whether it be via advertisements, social media, digital platforms, or any other outlets, and they all drive us towards a lack mindset. Because these sources are so deeply integrated with our living environments, we get conditioned over our lifetime to covet what other people have. We try harder and harder to keep up with the Joneses, not realizing that the Joneses are not living any happier lives than us. In reality, they are miserable themselves as they too are trying to get ahead of us. And that's why it pays off to focus on less in these torrential times of access and excess. The constant pursuit of more is not the right way to live and act. We need to stop trying to get stuff that other people have. Trust me, it will not make you happy. We need to realize that the void will never get filled with externals. We need to fight our urge to accumulate things and hoard. We need to bring purpose in our purchases, in our lives, and in our way of living. No matter how much we try, the lack mindset that we have cultivated over the years will not go away easily. But over time, as we train ourselves relentlessly to focus on less, we'll be able to get a grip over our misaligned desires. Focusing on less doesn't mean that we don't have to buy any more things. No, we humans are driven by progress and life is all about expansion. It simply means that we need to be deliberate with what we bring into our lives. We need to be satisfied with what we have and cultivate an appreciation towards it. And let this new outlook guide our behaviors and actions. Less can be more if we choose wisely. We can always count our blessings no matter what stage of life we are in. As Marcus Aurelius writes in Meditations, quote, "Don't set your mind on things you don't possess as if they were yours, but count the blessings you actually possess and think how much you would desire them if they weren't already yours. But watch yourself that you don't value these things to the point of being troubled if you should lose them." Do the best with what you have got. Sometimes it's extremely easy to fall into the if only trap. If only I had blank, my life would be so different. If only I had blank, I would get the level of success and respect that I deserve, and so on and so forth. Even though there might be some truth to it, and that more and better resources in our hands would help us do more and attain better outcomes, if we constantly entertain this kind of thoughts, we set up a dangerous trap for ourselves. When we start thinking that we have very few resources with us, soon we feel powerless and also come up with excuses for our lack of action and perseverance to get ourselves off the hook. We need to remember that change is constant, and if we do the best with what we have got right now, we build a bigger and better future for ourselves. We need to stop comparing ourselves with others. As Theodore Roosevelt once said, comparison is the thief of joy. We all have our own unique journey, and we do a disservice to ourselves and our gifts and talents when we compare ourselves with others. Instead of looking outside, we need to focus on what's right in front of us. Chances are, we may realize that what we have is enough and furthermore, develop insights that may help us turn our obstacles into opportunities. In this day and age of access and abundance, and instant connection and communication, we have countless number of resources available to us at our fingertips to help us go further in our journey. The most important thing is starting and being consistent and making sure that we constantly expose ourselves to new information, ideas, and insights. Even if we feel we have fewer resources at our disposal, we need to remind ourselves of this simple truth. Constraints breed creativity. If we change our perspective and understand that when we have no option but doing the best with what we have got, it actually helps us exercise our creativity. As our creative muscles grow stronger, we become better at finding more resources and decipher ways to improve our craft. As we enhance our creativity with minimal resources, we start to understand that less is actually more and simplicity is indeed sophistication. We become more appreciative of what we have right now rather than getting into the scarcity mindset. And as we appreciate the resources we have, we start using them to their maximum potential. Limitations can help us bring things into perspective. As we start embracing the process of doing the best with what we have got, we begin to go through one of the most impactful and life-changing exercises that we can ever experience. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Do check out my book, Thriving in the New Normal, an 8-week program to safeguard your holistic health and help you grow through adversity, on your favorite digital bookstore. I'm confident it'll be a great resource for you in these challenging and uncertain times. If you would like to ask me a question or have any comments or suggestions, write an email or send a voice memo to podcast@parthsahani.com. And if you want even more resources to create an extraordinary life and become a better version of yourself every day, plus some personal insights and updates along with monthly book recommendations from me that I only share in email, come visit my website at thekarmayogi.blog and make sure you subscribe to my email newsletter. Also, when you sign up, you'll get my beautiful e-guide, Becoming a Karma Yogi, a quick and essential guide to revolutionize your life for free. Of course, you won't receive any spam and you can unsubscribe anytime. Focus on your actions and let go of the outcomes, because success is a journey, not a destination, and we need to keep working towards it every single day. Thank you so much for your time and attention, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.